went to Mormon church too, and the lady there, she was sharing her dream about a coin that was split in four. So I explained to her what the Iron Crossing was, and then I went to the other church, and went to. I told her about how embarrassed we were because of not understanding and the translation and stuff, and the curse that's been trying to write us. And I went to a random spot in the book with my finger, and it's like, where should I use addition? Should this be translated better? And my finger, where it was located when I opened the book, it said, "Don't drink wine." I said, "Don't drink wine," which makes sense because that's what they actually did when they were working and stuff. When they would drink, they would be more likely to spend time west of bacteria and trash and stuff because they'd be trying to get their appetite to return. And so, like with Joseph Smith too, he said that an angel came to him and told him about the stuff, but he obviously didn't get the message completely. But when he goes, west of garbage or whatever, that's where some of that can be found. So careful with that. But anyways, so I'm at the graveyard, and I've been here only once before. I came here. There was this magical spot that told me. I tried to ask because of what I was experiencing seemed like their names are always trying to help me, and they're trying to know how to live longer and how to not get sick. And so I felt that advice for me was over here at this spot on what to do with her, and I found this right here, and this is how beautiful this is. And if you actually use the origins, it really was good advice. It was very good advice. And they were saying, look, like, show her that the sun may not be there if she doesn't, change and contact me now and stuff like that, right? Show her the sun and how it may not be there. And it was, so I'm learning more about what all this means, the origins and stuff. It's very interesting. So, see, this is pi, but it's the other direction. So it's like, what if it was bad, These little birds. Clock. This person's name is Clock. Here. Put some food for the birds there. Isn't that beautiful though? So look at, so here on this side, I was, I felt like, dude, I was trying to help her save him and waking him up to sandwiches. And so she would have picked up and she would have been more likely to have dreams or whatever to make healthier food, you know? But look at the dates though. It makes sense why I had a feeling to come over to this one here. Because of the age difference would be similar to perhaps, you know, if I succeeded in saving her. What's weird though is that I keep getting the opposite truth, that she's gonna die first, so that to make sure that she doesn't. Because I've had, like in my dreams and stuff, you know, it wants me to be concerned about her dying first. But earlier today, it's so magical what the children are doing at the church. They seem to know. That they were talking about what happened in the dream, and they were guiding my head to the white bottom car, and to stay on that. And they were talking about our son. And it seemed like I was getting hints of that. Anyways, so the sandwich. There was more. Isn't this interesting? So all these, basically it said, so this right here means adding to the fire. Basically means firing, adding to the fire. This one right here basically means meeting, or it's like eternity, but it's like, you know, facing an element. It's like this is what you get, you know, like thank you, because it's like when somebody died, there would be the elements visited and the stuff saved from their childhood. I mean, this is real, like all across Russia and everything. These same traditions were really old. Somebody died, or they couldn't fix them or something, and they might say goodbye to end their suffering or whatever. Is what the pagan dagger or whatever was for. So they could bleed to death in front of their family and say goodbye, to end their suffering. It's sad, but that's what happened. So eventually that stopped, or medicine improved and stuff like that. But so I'm trying to bring it back with pre-death funerals. So this right here kind of meant our son, our child, because of what we did in our pictures and stuff. This here, it's like an N, but it's the other direction. And then there's that over it, which means separating. It means separating from what. It means stay away from what takes away your arousal, or takes away from your food, or takes away from, you know, what makes you sick, what makes you what takes away your motivation, stuff like that. I mean, stay away from that. This right here, I mean, stay away from the fire. Stay away from danger. This right here means returning. So this one right here would mean it means facing the negative, maybe. Because of where we're at today, of course. And this here is getting what you don't want, kind of. It's getting what you don't want. Because the water element isn't there. This here would be, it means warning has been covered, or like you're not going to be hurt by it's because the letter B is warning, right? Like, don't go into the fire. And then by having this above here, it goes to the stone. So it can be both. It could be, you know, stop this from happening, stop this fire from spreading, or it could be the opposite. Like, I can go there because I know how. So here are these roses here. And remember the roses. And then that's like, remember what aroused me was when she knew, when I wasn't able to be aroused, the only thing that aroused me was finding, you know, like a wife and somebody I'm not wasting time on. And so she started to do wee, and then I started to connect to our kids in our dreams. They are pretty amazing. Wee. It makes sense. Isn't this that? This is so this here. So sixes, they used to be laid down when doing a trade with the tribe. I believe the Celtic symbol with the 3, they may not be sixes, it could be the opposite, it could be the other direction. But when I think that when the lines would connect would mean trading, and then when the circles would connect in the middle, it would mean put out the fire. We're putting out the fire. So like if boats arrived or something like that in ancient times, and on the beach there'd be like sixes drawn, they basically just letting people know what they're doing. And it's like a calendar, kind of. And so when they talk about the beast, that was a way to turn around the people that outnumbered the other ones by scaring them by what was out in nature or whatever, because they weren't used to being outside, and people could move with the clocks and scare them. And so the Jews would like help with that, and they'd try to make it really scary. And the beast is up there. They're fighting dragons. and but in reality they were the dragons were the trees. They were making boats. So they weren't exactly lying. But I mean, that happens when Atlantis or whatever, right? Atlantis. That probably would have been somewhere between Russia and Alaska that melted. And then they're probably trading, and then it melted. And who knows? Because, and when would that have happened? I'm not really sure. Maybe that's what it is, though. Around, it would have been like 400 BC or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not like, I don't really know about history, honestly. But when I come across it, I have dreams of the people, and they actually let me know how it's wrong, it seems like. It's really beautiful. Like when I was playing Darkfall, it was when the Greeks were coming to me. They're coming out of the garden, and like all these kids were there, and they all had names, like pet names, like they all had names that were, about what was going on, whatever, like how friendly names. And they polished rocks to put on their head for a hike, and they tied ropes around their arms and legs, go on hikes or something. It was like one of the ways to become like a titan or whatever. Tight rocks on me. But they would polish a rock until it was like worn on the head. And that's what they showed me in my dream. That was really cool. And so what actually came from that 300 story came from somebody that was captured and they lost. So it's all kind of wrong. It's all kind of off by a degree. Like, if you do this, you're really dumb. So, I mean, they weren't nearly as cruel. Just that it's just fake. It's just a fake story. I mean, it's not fake, but I'm talking about the book I read and what the guy shared of how they trained. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what the guy shared on how they trained. Because he probably wanted them to follow it. And that would have been, oops. Sorry, because he knew all the... That's pretty weird to think about. In reality, it was like 300 fed people against like millions of hippies that were starving. Millions of starving hippies that outnumbered them. And yeah, crazy. Anyways, so so a part of Homer Simpson, there's an example right there. People are watching Simpsons everywhere, and he goes, "Don't!" Like it's bad. Bread actually can be. That when the people gain weight and they feel like they can't get it off, that could be part of it. There was people that never knew this, and it's really sad what they went through because they didn't know that it was actually the bread. all they had to do is just, you know, live off of Mexican food or something instead, or stop eating the bread so much because they were, you know, trying to save money or whatever, or working somewhere where they had bread, so they live off the bread, and that's where that fat curse can come from or whatever. Those people, because it gives like sugar and stuff. It's, so so what? Isn't that weird too? It's very beautiful to witness. Whatever I'm witnessing in my life, it's a miracle. It's funny what I was hearing yesterday with her voice telling me. Tell her. I keep feeling like I'm in love with the oldest version of her, but that's what I was doing with the love spell, you know, because it's selfish to do it the other way. People might be high on, you know, whoa, birds, I discovered birds or whatever, because they were coming to our windows, and, you know, and they might just like be running or something, and then slow down, and what the heck. But I mean, if somebody's doing that direction into trying to have sex with women or something, they're gonna find when they catch up to everything, they'll find that there was a trail showing them, don't do this to me the whole time. But yeah, I'm trying to teach people what the real difference was. The pentagram was one of the most strict symbols against premarital relations. It's weird how, where it appears today, it's like the opposite message somehow. That's weird. It's actually not true. It was, you know, the most strict thing. I mean, the people didn't really follow it like they were supposed to. It's like the law, you know. They were supposed to, and they had to prove it, and they'd be tested. You know, if somebody had that liver, but that's the scary thing, though. And they're always scared of Romans or whatever coming in and forcing them into it. So it was, you know, to be able to trade with other tribes safely. You don't want somebody to love people too much or kill everybody. It's shown like in the Indian stuff, in the ancient Indian stuff, what they, with Shiva and all that, what they share there. I know how to read that too. It's they're basically sharing how they messed up and killed people because of being too beautiful or whatever, and just being dumb, being, you know, loving too many people. What does blue skin mean? Did you touch the person? Is it your skin? But they would warn them in that way. and then you show like a trail of death that is caused because of disease and stuff like that. So I mean, it really does make a big difference when you come across somebody that's, you know, monogamous and you know it, and it's real and it's true. People automatically trust this person so much more. That's why I've really been wanting to, you know, get a partner first before I'm introducing this tweeting 20 stuff, because I'm worried that people, you know, try to avoid what will happen. They try to make sure that they're single or something. Interesting. What I was just talking about is kind of showing here. Where have you been? It's bringing justice and measuring, and there's synchronicity there. Wow, they're attractive. This one here, you know what this means, right? This is basically make sure to get the reward, or make sure to get something, because it goes from the water element to the air element. So it's like you can get to the mermaid. But it's, you know, food, whatever. So the X is like marking, it's like a city. But it's coming from the past. No, they're both looking at what's left, along with their name. Isn't that beautiful? Because it actually explains it right there. Wow. Like, means, you know, stay married. It's beautiful. Wow. More sandwich people, more sandwich lovers. So this is handing, making sure, and then synchronicity be connecting with us right now. And then caring about what was handed, and then what are you flocking with in the ditch? And then there's balancing, making sure everyone's cared for and fed, and then C is taking, and then this is trading. So it's kind of like sending an echo to wake them up for being careful of what they're eating and choosing something healthier. Maybe rice or something. Potatoes, I don't know. mean, bread, people have actually lived off of just bread. Some of those monks and stuff. It's pretty crazy to think about. They probably would have done stuff like the ones that would have survived. I mean, done things like clean up the plague. Probably would have, been more on the potato path or whatever. Potentially, it depends though. But I mean, when we have dairy, that's one of the most dangerous things. So the word devil is trying to wake us up to that. The letters IL is found in work that's found with cheese and dairy, and when they used to tell us it was wrong to eat the cows or whatever, that was something, hey, that you're doing this a long time ago. But now there's farms and stuff, and now people are doing it more everywhere. But the word devil, the letter D is passing. It's asking, what is it? And then it's asking, what are you grouping with? And then it's asking, what kind of work is that? So it's basically like, it could be people looking for a way not to work, or taking advantage of others, or something like that. I used to get a job that would allow me to do my own thing at work, so I could do everything I'm working on now. And, well, I guess I had maybe too much ambition in some ways, but it's not too late. I can still accomplish everything. But the Amber Entertainment stuff was most important back then, and that's what I was doing. It was AMBR. AMBR. It has nothing to do with sex or devil or anything stupid. It was a game. Just a game. Definitely would make people smarter. They wouldn't be as unhealthy and stuff because of what the people are playing now. It would be much better for the kids and stuff. What's funny is where it was stolen from me. Somebody broke into my car and took it after I shared some of its value on Facebook. So, and then it happened after that. But anyways, what's funny about it is I was at the arcade. It was at the arcade where it happened. So it's like Polybius. You would lose her if you opened it up, or if you accept, whatever other people try to get us to do. And the morning stuff too could tempt us, or whatever. It's not really gonna tempt me though. I guess I can't really say that. I'm telling myself right now. Maybe I should tell her the same thing that she was telling me. She was saying, I can't tell you that everything's perfect and never had problems. You have to be concerned about me cheating, and cheating in my mind, and make sure that you're working on being there and giving me the experience that makes that impossible. And that's what comes from the elderly version of her is so much wiser. This is stuff I figure out from my dreams. So the last place I moved into in California, I was renting a room there, or at least I was going to, but I ended up having an immediate need for money and having to come to Portland. Because it was easy to get a job here, and you get paid the next day or whatever. And anyways, the woman I was talking to had said she dreamt about her children before she had them, and that's really common. And what was I saying? She said, oh, she named the way she named her cats. The way she named her cats is really funny, because one of them was like Amber's cat, and it has like an amber eye and a blue eye, and then it was like Amber's right, you left, because of somebody trying to read it. I get that makes sense because of Beverly Hills, because my sister slept with a woman that looks like Beverly Crusher. So that song Beverly Hills is about choosing the right hill, not the left side, but the right side. It's funny how my family knew not to pick Deanna Troy as the hottest one. And what did my brother pick? Tasha Yar. TH. Taylor. It's beginning of Taylor. So funny. That's how I've always, when I was a child, I used to talk to somebody that wasn't there, and I would tell her that I was going to give her crow's feet or something like that. Or maybe she was telling me that she gave me crow's feet because of laughing, a lot of stuff that only she understands. Because with the job that we'll be doing, you know, bringing pre-death funerals and stuff to people, they'll constantly be funny confessions and stuff. That's only for us, and you just stay silent. You know, don't tell anybody. Wow, I just got a bunch of thought that somebody wanted me to see the person's picture. This person right here. I guess it's found in the name. So goth, right? Not really. I just goth. I actually didn't really call myself goth. That was pretty much what other people would do. And I have since I started making music, because I was hashtagging it. I don't know. I think I was doing a search or something. when I was growing up, other people called me God, and they would laugh when I said I wasn't a god. But the other gods knew that was true, because I wasn't following, I wasn't doing what gods were supposed to do. I didn't really care. I was the kind of person that mingled with everybody, but that's not true so much anymore. I'm older now, and Jefferson was founded, so it's like, when are you gonna see the sun? Some of the closest people to me very normal, and it's inspiring. Really give themselves to their kids. But I mean, with the amount of stuff we're doing now, shouldn't really be, well, I guess it'll always feel like that to some degree because of, the time and stuff like that. I really believe that spending enough time, punishment kind of comes from not spending enough time with people. Because when people, you just see it in families and stuff when you grow up. When you're there, they're less likely to be bad. But I guess it depends on what the parents are like too. It may not be very fun. I don't know. Fine. Anyways. Yeah. Interesting. I always try not to think, it's like measure what's coming. Anyways, I was thinking it was selfish to ask for a question and then see how they respond, but it was telling me that I wasn't selfish because my living helps them, help their children and grandchildren and stuff. That's true. So when I'm working on, I'm confident I'll be able to clean up the garbage and stuff. There's garbage. See, the names all show it. Where a king connects to where they need help the most, and praise them as if they're the best person in the world and go in the direction they need to go to, where I can save themselves and whatever. And because of the Mormon church president being Oaks, Oakland, is trying to get me to get them to help me, so I'm going to do the A-rated film stuff. We'll use auditions and clean up the garbage that way. Pretty simple. I know they'll help me. Of course, they messed up somewhere. It's maybe in the same, similar to where Joseph didn't understand the angel thing. I don't want tunnel vision too much. That angel with a flaming sword. If you would have thought about it more. But so that's really true. And what's heaven? Like, okay, so the heavens and the earth were separated by a compass. The very first compass, the fallen star fragment that was struck against like a lamb or a person, enough times in the same direction, creates a magnetic charge, and drop it in water or whatever, point to the direction of the sky. And so that would show the heavens, right? And so the line was different there. It was snow and stuff. So they believed it was actually in the sky, right? It was further up in the sky. And and it was, stuff that fell from the sky that showed the way there too, So anyways, so that was a way to help people on Earth or whatever, so they have somewhere to go. And it was a way to, save people. But anyways, so what they used to do though to prove that it was real, that they would reunite with their loved ones in heaven when they died, and it actually shows this in Egypt too. They were doing the same thing, kind of. That the magic found in a compass proves that the people in our dreams have the same dreams, kind of like that. Proves that they'll be there, like the gravity or whatever is like, where they'll come together, where they'll be together, and when they go to sleep, when they dream about them and stuff. So they go. That's why we go to heaven like that. So what happened when I came across that tombstone right there, this person, I would have met him the last time I saw it, to some degree. That was pretty interesting. We're always doing that. I came across a National Geographic magazine. See, people were dying of COVID all around me. If they would have followed me, they wouldn't have died. I would have been able to. Well, that can't be true everywhere, but I would have been able to save a lot of people though. Because I really do know what to do to not get sick compared to other people. I went 4 years or something recently without getting a cold or flu, but I did feel under the weather, like I was fighting it for like a couple days or something. I feel like, but I wasn't sure if it was that, because it could have been like sugar withdrawal or coffee withdrawal or something. But it seemed to come from the food, actually, because the food was kind of bad. But yeah, it's possible that in the future we don't get colds and flus anymore. If more people are living like I do, that'd be true. And that'd be how I witness what I witness. But anyways, so the devil linking to Michael is was trying to help save people from COVID, because they were dying everywhere, and their ignorance will kill them. But when we eat dairy and stuff like that, we get mucus in there, and we can create new illnesses or whatever. And it's I have mucus right now because I haven't exactly been vegan, but I do know what it's like to live a healthy diet with practically none. What I really want to get into is I'm gonna put it on my website for the Adams Hill part of it. Adams Hill is the Belt of Orion kind of thing. Pretty cool. But with every thing we come across or anything that we eat, and this might be kind of bad too, because some things may not want. It doesn't matter though. I was able to tell things like by being more strict and having things by itself, I was able to tell more of what it did to me. So when I prepared meals, I would know what my body wanted the most or whatever. Because like some things give me a weird reaction. Okay. Work on it. Shoot. I've been dreaming of Kurt Cobain. He's wanting me to have So, it's pretty interesting with Mormons. They should have helped me. So they just blocked me or whatever, and it's really just down to do. They didn't want to know about the birds and everything. So suddenly every dad is being accused. Like, oh my God, don't pay attention to that guy. So they would tell, it's obvious that they were That's all I know. Royalty or Eric Spell. There it is. That's dangerous though, because especially if they, are giving power to any superstitious nonsense, because another country could use that. Or like, I was gonna, anyways, but yeah, I wanted to, let's see. So I wanted to, let's see, so there's these books here. Use addition, right? So how would I, say or whatever. I guess with everything I just did right here, I just got a spot, right? About going to the graveyard. What was happening there? Since I was at a loss how to investigate these questions, I asked whether he wished to go to Jerusalem and be tried there on these charges. It's funny because the last thing that I did was look up the Pink Floyd trial. It kind of explained there what happened pretty well. I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, something happened to him. That's scary, He was, trying to get attention for money or whatever to some degree, but I mean, doesn't deserve to get killed. It's not like, that's scary to think of. So, am I the devil? Well, actually, I have it in my system, and I was going to get some more cheese. Crap. Am I helpful to this book? Do you want me to use addition on this book to translate it better? Thus shall you say to one another amongst yourselves, what has the Lord answered? So it's saying I should go talk to somebody else about it. So what the lady witnessed where I got this book, I went to a random spot in the book and asked about, I did the same question, and it said that they were drinking. It said people shouldn't be drinking. So, let's try it. Does it reach you? I'm trying to warn you to stay away from the trash to the east of you from here. I know it's not really going to, but maybe it will. Interesting. So, what do you think about this edition? Actually, what do you think about this edition thing? Like, hiding the truth and stuff, all that. But I mean, why would they need edition? Because people know that he made it. Whoa. A spider was just crawling along. Was that brothers not touch him? Yeah, they wanted to kill me. Somebody wanted to kill me. It's obvious. You're the devil. You're spreading goth or something. I don't know. It's really scary. They just don't understand. What's different about you? Really stupid. I just need some space. They should be honest with me.